here today in beautiful Sydney at an event called the Open Air Library. It's a program that's put on by the Saanich Peninsula Literacy Group.
What we do is coordinate community programs, services, and bring together different organizations to look at where we need to support community literacy development.
You can watch all these kids having such a great time, and the grandmas and grandpas and the mums and dads. I just love coming down here.
The Open Air Library is a great event that we've offered 3 years in a row. It happens in the summertime on Tuesdays between 10 to noon, and it offers an opportunity for families, children of all ages, adults, seniors to come out in the open air and enjoy some books on blankets and read. And if they find a book that they like, they get to take it home with them.
There's often a woman that plays guitar and sings some nursery rhymes. So Kaya loves shaking the shakers, don't ya?
Aww.
And yeah, just crawling around and having fun and interacting with other kids.
It's a nice place for the little ones to crawl around, and she's just learning to walk, so it's nice for her to get up and run, but also reading all the books. It's nice being able to pick them out.
It's awesome.
Getting a chance to read with your family, having a parent there to facilitate reading and looking at the books that are appropriate for younger kids has been really a helpful part about the program. When you can share learning and literacy with your parents and the adults around you, I think it really helps to build a love for literacy and learning.
I think it's really important for kids to be reading and reading with all kinds of other people, right? So it's like the saying, you need a village to raise a child.
And I haven't seen a single cell phone.
Well,
Isn't that good?
This event is so important for kids and families, especially in our digital world. Things are changing and we don't often get to pick up a book and read to our children.
It's really fun.
is it?
And I like when the times like when they have the events like cookies and comics and coffees and crosswords.
We see at least about 80 to 90 people. We've had about 150 people out for our special enhancement events. So last week we had a Book Smack event.
What was the Book Smack about?
So a bunch of people got up onto the stage and talked really, really fast about their favorite books.
Ooh.
They started with 2 minutes, then it came down to 1 minute they had, then they had 30 seconds, and it was really funny.
Lots of people say that they love this kind of event. The fact that it's free, it's outside, and it's not all scheduled, so they can sit and enjoy themselves and not have to feel like they have to do anything. They can enjoy their books and leave when they're ready. It's just kind of a drop by and do what you want. We see lots of grandparents come with their grandchildren and read to them, and it's just a really relaxing time for them to enjoy the written word and learn about programs, literacy programs in the community.
It's been wonderful being here today at the Open Air Library in Sydney, put on by the Saanich Peninsula Literacy Group. I've seen people of all ages here today, from little babies to grandparents, enjoying being out in the fresh air, enjoying reading together and connecting with each other. For Community Producers, I'm Jan Dupuis. We're at the Victoria Literacy Connection in downtown Victoria, and we're going to be speaking with staff and volunteers and learners about the literacy programs and services they offer in the community.
We have currently about 50 individual learners in our adult program, and most of them come to us for what I describe basic literacy. That's the reading, writing, and spelling.
Spend about 20 minutes with you and ask you a few questions.
Okay.
It is something that can happen to everyone. If it depends on people's backgrounds, if they have inadequate schooling, wasn't as it should have been, a troubled childhood. It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
We have some individuals I would describe as probably reading at about a grade 1 level, through to those who are taking upgrading in grade 11, 12 English, and then everything in between.
I love to learn to read and write English.
Victoria Literacy Connection programs are the Noisy Kids Reading Club, and then we have one-on-one adult literacy tutoring, and we have also now recently joined with the Mustard Seed, and who refer to us their children and youth. And last but not least, we have the Vancouver Island Correction Centre program.
Marianne had already done Brian's reading assessment with me present, so that was really interesting for me and very helpful. Look at this, how to spend less money.
It helped me be able to read like menus in restaurants better, and just to be able to read like signs in the city.
It's not just the 1 hour that we're together, it's really important to keep some kind of reading going as much as you can. We have to read every single word because we don't want to miss any weird little points.
Struggling with it for my whole life, so I needed to improve it. Just said to get off of my butt and get going and doing it. And read important information on page 2.
Yes.
It's mostly individuals who have reached a point in their employment where they realize it's a dead-end road for them.
Never make them think that they're not as smart as you, because you know they are.
If you're somebody coming here is so nervous, you don't have to be nervous. You can come, meet people, and talk to them. You will understand it's nothing to worry about.
Steve Newton is a teacher and the coordinator of an inmate tutoring program at the Vancouver Island Regional Correction Centre.
The tutoring program consists of 2 parts. We are running a formal school program there where inmates come in and they work towards credit accumulation that can be used to satisfy the ministry requirements for the adult graduation diploma. So the tutors that we have either work one-on-one with individual students in their cells, or they work as volunteers in the school program, tutoring and working with inmates to complete their course of studies. 75% of the inmates who we get into the school program have some kind of learning problem, either an ADHD, OCD, mildly autistic, fetal alcohol syndrome, spectrum disorder, you name it, we have got them in the school program. Once they have that first taste of success, I would say with 80% of the inmates we've had, the first comment is, hey, I'm not stupid. The ones who have graduated from the program or completed the program, or who we get them into a college program, generally they don't come back and they become successful.
We also have individuals who come to us for math tutoring, some for very basic computer literacy, and in addition we have those who are ESL learners. English is not their first language, and so they have some literacy needs related to English.
We will adapt to your needs so that you in the future can confidently contribute to our community.
They start these sessions with a tutor and very quickly realize that they actually are capable. Their confidence just builds.
For information on the literacy programs and services offered at the Victoria Literacy Connection, go to the website or give the office a call. For the Victoria Literacy Task Group, I'm Jan Dupuy.
Noisy Kids Reading Club is an after-school program. We have it in 5 schools in Victoria School District and 2 in the Sault School District. And it runs for about an hour and a half after school. We have a teacher in charge and a volunteer, and about 6 children every time. And these are all children who struggle somewhat with reading and have some need help. And so they come to this after-school program.
I have many things to do, he said.
Sometimes in schools we want kids to be quiet a large part of the time, And some of us learn by speaking and by listening, and the opportunity to be noisy and to have fun and to be reading, I think it's really important. I think it's a second message to, work. Reading takes work, but reading can also be fun and physical and a riot. And those things usually come together with noise.
I try to make it really fun for the kids, so we have lots of different activities, as you can see, so they're all based on sight words. So Ethan and I are playing a 4 in a row. The boys over there are playing a sight word game that's called Pop. I'll spend time with them, with each of them, teaching them how to play the games, and then hopefully get them independent and doing it on their own.
Their literacy skills do improve, and we do assess them when they come into the program, and we do another assessment midway through and at the end to see if we're making a difference.
Kids come to reading from very different paths, and we need to offer them a variety of ways to learn to read and to enjoy reading.
The children in our schools often are English language learners, and so this is helping them because we do a lot of oral language with them. So there's a lot of talking, and you'll see as you watch the children the kind of things that they do orally, and that really helps their language and learning.
Phew, that was close, too close.
Some of those kids also have parents who are learning to speak and read English, and while they are, they love their kids and they want them to learn as much as we do, sometimes they don't have the English yet to help them do the practice at home. So they get the practice at home here.
We will make up stories. We'll be doing some readers' theater, and we use puppets sometimes to do different activities. We also have active time where we will go outside or down to the gym and let them run around, which is much needed.
I think it's much more beneficial for them to be able to be active and moving and thinking and playing as well as learning to read.
Tell me what you like about the Noisy Kids Reading Club.
Playing games, play soccer activities, and making new friends. I like it because, well, first, I'm the only girl. And second, I love to play bananagram.
We play 4 in a row, and after we play 4 in a row, we play Jenga, and Kathy made us, it's a funner game, so we built the Jenga, but she wrote words on it, and so we have to read them, and she writes hard words and sometimes sentence.
My son's experience was very good on this program, because this noisy reading program is very helpful for him, because he approved his reading skill and his spelling, and this program he's very enjoyed, and he's very excited to continue take that program.
I read better now because now I know a lot of English from reading, and Kathy helping and Wendy helping us read comic books and graphic novels and chapters. Those.
Tell me what you enjoy about the Noisy Kids Reading Club.
The different varieties of games. Gym time, we play soccer, and reading out loud.
We try to incorporate some of their schoolwork as well. If they have some spelling words that they need to practice, then we'll also incorporate that in here as well. But we try to make it fun. That's the base of the whole thing, is to have fun.
We decided to come and visit the activities taking place in Colwood and Langford for the Family Literacy Tour.
Well, we're really excited. It's our 6th year to be doing the Family Literacy Tour, and what it does is showcases literacy activities for families. Every year we put on a story walk here at the library in partnership with the Westshore Parks and Rec. So just outside here along the Garry Oak Trail, we have a story walk, and that's where pages of a book
are mounted onto stakes, and families can walk along and read the book, get a little bit of exercise, enjoy the wonderful outdoors that we have here, and then we invite them inside to do a craft.
Tell me about the crown that you made today.
I wanted to make it look like a forest. I didn't really want to add a lot of sequins because it's supposed to be nature crown. And I chose blue because it's my favorite color.
We are a reading family. We have hundreds of books at home, so anything that promotes literacy, we are all for. And when we can come in the community and do all these crafts and leave all the mess here, we're good with that too. It's just fun.
Nature, but it's just not, it's like pretend nature.
It's promoting literacy, and we read a lot in our house, and anything that we can do that's involved in the community, we are all for.
Gives them a chance to kind of pair all that great physical activity with that kind of, great early literacy activity of reading the books.
I wanted to make it a forest and make it pretty.
Dakota, which is a big literacy organization, they've set a theme for Family Literacy Week this year, and it's kind of about what's on your plate. And so kids and their parents can talk about, what do we like to eat? And then they can draw it as well, so they can make a connection there. And when you're drawing and using crayons and that sort of thing, you're exercising all those great skills in your fingers for when you're writing as well. So that is just a tiny little way that early literacy is kind of, and literacy in general, is just kind of slipping into some everyday activities.
Some children learn more by doing, by having the physical literacy. Some children learn more by writing. Some are auditory learners, some are visual learners. So all of these activities will hopefully reach at least one of your child's learning curves, because each child is so unique and so different.
You want to try this? That's great.
At the Royal Conservatory of Music in Langford, we have an instrument petting zoo, which I'm super excited about.
Music is in itself actually a form of literacy. There are notes to learn and rhythm, but in fact it's the whole system that music encompasses is very similar to learning a language. We always say that music is one of those languages, but it's a very expressive language. So to be literate in music does not necessarily mean you have to know all of the note names. It just means you need to be able to express yourself through music.
So all of these activities are quite crucial to developing the brain. Same with music. When you write music, hear music, it's all stimulating the brain, and it all encompasses this big pocket of literacy.
Okay, and strum. Okay, put your thumb behind.
So what brings you to the Conservatory of Music today?
We were just wanting to check out all the different music instruments. I've got a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and my dad is quite musically talented on the piano, so we thought, oh, maybe it runs in the genes, so we thought we'd come down here and check it out and see if they like any specific instruments.
We want to celebrate each child, each person, as their abilities are so different, and to showcase how these different skills can help them out through their entire life. So these activities are actually building upon the learning skills that the children have already learned throughout life, and as the parents too, to model what they can do at home with their kids as well, to build these literacy skills for life. And it just is a great way to make learning fun and connect families.
It's been fun seeing so many children enjoying all of the activities in the Family Learning Tour today. I'm Jan Dupuis for the Victoria Literacy Task Group.
Okay. Nice catch.
It's an octopus.
Right.
Reading process was, he was a little bit, I wouldn't say behind, but probably he wasn't ready yet.
with Ben, there was a lot of frustration and a lot of it came to be a point of contention.
Our child more struggles with attention difficulties, but that can be very frustrating and can sometimes go into aggression and frustration. And he's also really bright too, so he's really amazing at some things and then really struggles at other things.
Whichever one you end up with. Okay, ready, go.
The Learning Curve is a not-for-profit charity, and we educate, support, and advocate for children with learning challenges and behavioral challenges and their families.
Good job. MJ was having difficulty learning in schools, and we just wanted a little bit of extra support, and then it ended up being actually a really great learning opportunity, but also a lot of fun.
We have a diverse group of kids because learning, of course, we're diverse learners, so the kids have a wide range of strengths, and they need help in all different sorts of areas.
Time? Yes!
He just has a different way to learn things, and he's figuring out.
There was a very dark time when we felt really isolated, and that's when it clicked in. It's just us, we're the ones who have to advocate for our child. So being really there for him and tuning into his strengths.
He loved writing his spelling words in chocolate pudding. I found when he started that was the catch, was making sure that I was using a variety of surfaces and kinesthetics, like the catching balls and like the hula hoops, and using his fingers or entire hands, doing things big, and even using his body, lying down, and and there's the head and the shoulders and stuff, and just tracing that, and then him using words to describe different parts of his body, like his hair, etc. So anyway, I'm just developing a love of language. There's ones left over, we're gonna stick up here, and then we can use them to make words.
We're seeing a tremendous surge of understanding in the neurosciences, understanding neuroplasticity, and how emotion actually is a regulator of our cognitive development. So we want to make sure that the kids are, if they're feeling frustrated about their learning, if they're feeling stressed or anxious, that's also going to impact their learning. So that's the areas that we focus on helping the kids to feel, one, that they're capable, and helping the families to understand how we do that.
Oh, you can do it! Zoos. There's a song by Charlotte Diamond, "You Never Praise Me Enough." And that's, these children need to hear that they're doing really well and that they're really smart, and somehow along the way they didn't catch a rule or they didn't catch the sounds, and then it kind of accumulated.
What I try to do is just make him comfortable and try to make him confident.
Another huge aspect of our programming is to support parents. So when you have a child that's struggling in school, it can be very daunting, overwhelming. And so we provide the support to the families because they're in actual fact the best ones to support their children.
There's a lot less tension at home. We now know settings where our son can thrive, so we're better able to say, let's not do that. Let's go somewhere where it's going to be a little more successful. We've seen him mature leaps and bounds, much better in school.
When he's doing it at his own pace, he's learning. And when I'm trying to rush him through something and push him through something, it's gonna backfire.
He always nice. And always at the end, we play a game, and I usually win. And after that, I always get a little snack, a little treat. So that's what I like about learning.
We've seen major improvement in terms of reading and writing and spelling, so lots of improvement.
I like how my teacher is so nice.
Give me 5. Nice, good work.
Now he asked to, oh, could you buy this book for me? This is huge for us.
For some children, they just need that extra multi-sensory approach to reading. And some other children, they have an alarm system or what we'd call anxiety difficulties and problems with their attention. They're going to require a little bit more extra support to get through their school years and develop the confidence that we want them all to have. To know that they are really capable of learning and they can learn.
I think that you pretty much won the game, and you're right, we need to get a bookstore.